Hi everybody, hope you're well. It's getting to that time of the semester where we have to start thinking about our exams, so I thought I'd release a video to help students to study for their exams, especially an open book exam. I've been getting a lot of students with having trouble with this trimester. I think the problem is when it's an open book exam, students become very confident and think that they don't need to study very much. But the reality is, with an open book exam, your new enemy becomes time, because now you're spending all your time looking up notes, trying to find definitions, trying to find concepts, trying to find things like that, and you notice the time in your exam and you run out. So I've had a few students come to me with this problem, and I've given them the same advice, and that advice, as you can see here, is to index your notes, because time is your new enemy when you have an open book exam. Now, what I mean by index your notes is make sure you understand where different concepts, different definitions, and different parts of your studies are in your notes. And a great way to do that, in the diploma level at least, is to understand what concepts and what definitions you learned in each week of the trimester that's just been. So you still need to study at home, of course, and I think that's where a lot of students fall down. They believe they don't need to in an open book exam, but you do need to study at home, especially to figure out which week you studied which concept. For example, you're doing your exam, and you come up to a certain concept, and then you remember, oh, that's week 7. So you go through your notes, you find week 7, and there it is. Bang. You haven't had to flick through all your notes trying to find where something is. So my big advice is to always index your notes first, whether that's mentally in your mind or to make your own index on a separate piece of paper that you can bring into the exam. This will help you immensely in your time management, and you won't panic and do half answers. So the best way to do that is to go through your notes and index what you studied in each week. So, for example, in week 2 we studied this, in week 3 we studied this, in week 4 we studied this, and so on and so on. And write those down on a piece of paper to index, or even better is to memorize them in your mind. And that way, when you're in the exam, you can quite easily find those notes and quite easily find the concept or the definition that you need to be able to answer the exam questions. Because always remember, when it comes to studying in an open book exam, your new enemy is time. Okay, so time is the thing that you have to beat in an open book exam. So remember to index your notes by weeks, by concept, by definition, and know exactly where everything is in your notes, so when you come up to that point in the exam, you know how to go straight to it. And hopefully you won't need to do that exam again next trimester. Thank you very much for listening, and as always, come and see me if you have any questions at all.